Okay, this weekend. Well, we're definitely standing in a space of new beginnings. And I know we all feel the same. You're not alone if you have this desire to move forward, to create, to connect, to build. But if you're truly being honest with yourself, you're probably feeling like there's something missing. Maybe it's a sense of balance. Maybe it is your connection and your understanding of what truly matters. Maybe you lack the structure to support the goals, the dreams, the desires that you have been wanting to step into. So, right now, we are standing in that perfect moment to start laying that foundation, that very foundation. Okay. And, the main topics here going forward for the next several weeks would be laying the foundation for wealth, for a healthy relationship with ourselves, with others, to the life we want to build. Okay, and this isn't like the energy has been. It's not about a flash of inspiration, an aha moment, an epiphany. Well, we might get those things, but it's not about that. It's more about creating something that will last, something that has a solid foundation, something that we have truly thought through. And it doesn't have to be drastic, it doesn't have to be huge. It could be the smallest of steps that actually take us to our greatest successes. It's something that, we will be able to look back on in months or years from now and know that we built it with purpose. And when we build with purpose, we can expect. We don't hope, we don't wish, we don't pray. Well, we can do those things, but it is our purpose. It is our commitment. It is our dedication. It is our self-discipline. It is our passion. It's those things, and giving it to what we truly want in life, something long-term, something sustainable. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We will gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And by the end of our time together here today, it's my hope that you now have the tools, the insight to go forward with the confidence, with the clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Truly, thank you. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. The comments, the thumbs up. You guys rock. Welcome to your weekend focus, April the 26th and the 27th, 2025. So we'll start with Saturday. On Saturday, we have the 26th energy. And the 26th energy is making that commitment long term, giving something your focus, your attention, and watching it blossom into, 26 is a financial energy. So perhaps the growing of, the creating of prosperity in your life. But truly, it could be a relationship that strengthens. It could be the relationship with ourselves that strengthens. 2 plus 6 is an 8, and that is about creating your prosperity. That is about creating your wealth. That is about growing your stature. If we look at the daily numerology for Saturday, it would be a 4 plus an 8 plus a 9 that gives us a 21. And the 21 energy is telling us that there is something wonderful waiting for us, new, a new path, a new journey, a new adventure, a new relationship, a new you. But first, there are some things we need to look at, some loose ends to tie up, some energy to leave in our rearview mirror. And 2 plus 1 is a 3, and the 3 is all about our voice, our thoughts, our minds, our imagination, and allowing our heart to be led through our curiosity of what lays out there on the horizon, waiting for us to show up. That could be your intuition, that could be your gut feelings. And the secret of actually knowing that is by taking a moment of silence to actually hear it within us. On Sunday, we have the 27 energy. And the 27 energy, things are growing and things are blossoming and things are blooming, and maybe we don't see the growth right now, but chances are, when we start getting to the retrograde seasons again, everything's moving fast forward. Very hard to look backwards, because it is an energy that propels us forward. So things are growing, things are maturing, things are coming to where we can actually step into certain things. We're ready for those experiences. Maybe it's our courage, maybe it's our confidence, maybe we're just believing in ourselves a little bit more. We're ready to take a risk on ourselves. So in so many ways, things could be blooming and blossoming, and we don't even realize it, because a lot of these transits that we've had since the beginning of the year are supposed to be 3 and 5 day transits, and they turn out to be 2-month transits and 1-month transits and 2-week transits. And it's giving us, it's opening up doors, and it's not the smaller doors. It's the ones that really lead to the true expansion, our destiny, our fate, our what we want to step into, who we want to become, what is calling to us, the things that matter most. 2 plus 7 is a 9, and the 9 is about release, healing, letting go, completion, leaving energy, leaving things in the rearview mirror, going forward with maybe the knowledge and the wisdom that the lesson had provided, but not the emotional fears and anxieties that we walk through in order to get to here and now. The daily numerology would be a 4 plus a 9 plus a 9, and that gives us that 22 energy. So it is a very intense weekend. We know that because we have the 22 energy here, and on Sunday is also our new moon, which we will get to in a minute. And actually, it's kind of funny that when we were talking about Saturday and the 21 energy, that Mars-Pluto opposition is exact today. Now, I talked about it yesterday because it was really almost exact, like it was within minutes of being exact. And I didn't want to spend a lot of time on the weekend and very little to talk to you on Friday. I thought I'd split it up so that you would be able to, so if you miss that one, this energy, actually the sun and the moon are actually squaring Mars and Pluto. Now, it is a light square and it is dispersing, but once it starts to disperse, that's when we get the clarity. That's when we can start breathing again. Mars will move out of position of being aligned with Pluto. And trust me when I tell you that soon we're going to be able to breathe, and we're going to have that confidence come back in, and we feel like we are in control again. Now, back to the numerology. So where were we? 22. I mentioned the 22 to you, so we got that far. No farther. 22 is a master number. 22 is probably the strongest number in numerology. The 22 energy, once again, asks us to release, let go of what no longer has value, no longer supports us and where we are going and what we are doing and who we are becoming, of what we're stepping into. And it's about making a commitment to ourselves, about a dream, a desire, and we set a goal, we set some intentions, and then we give it the focus, we give it the attention, we give it the energy, we give it the action that it deserves on a consistent basis. And when we start doing that under a 22 energy, things just fall into place. Things just start showing up to help you move forward easily, swiftly. Sun is in Taurus. The moon is in Aries. On Sunday, it will move. The moon will move into Taurus, and that will bring in our new moon in Taurus at, I believe, 7 degrees. So 7 degrees is all about, the 7 energy is about creating a balance, creating harmony, beauty, bringing in love to our environments, to ourselves, and yes, in our relationship with others. So the new moon in Taurus is a moment to, first of all, pause and reflect. I know you're tired of hearing those words. And start setting intentions to build a solid foundation in an area of your life. Okay, now Taurus is ruled by Venus, so when I was talking about the 7 energy there, it aligns a lot with the Venus energy, beauty and love, and also it has a lot to do with money and love. And that's a very thin line when we talk in spiritual terms. Very thin line between the two. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, okay, so it will be about the love for ourselves, the growth of our wealth, bringing in beauty and balance, security, things that bring us comfort and joy and happiness. The new moon is about, well, it's a call to act, to build, to create, to make some practical, grounded choices that lead to long-term abundance for ourselves, okay? Taurus energy is steady, it's reliable, it's patient, and it makes it the perfect time to plant those seeds for the future. Okay, it brings in that opportunity to reflect on what we value most in our lives and how we can manifest those things into reality. And remember, Saturn is still in a conjunction with Venus and the North Node. Don't forget that. So that brings in a lot of extra energy to ground us, to make the plan, to build the strategy, because there is a lot of planets' energy focused on that very thing for us. Okay, it's not about rushing forward. It hasn't been for a very long time now. But it's about laying a strong foundation to build on. And you've got a lot of help here, right? With the Taurus sun and moon. Saturn is talking to the North Node and Venus, which rules Taurus, which is all about love and the growth of love, the deepening of love, and yes, our finances as well. So we could feel very drawn to solidify our foundations, to invest in self-care, to find comfort in what truly matters to us. It's a perfect time to think about, what we want to grow in the coming months. And the things that we choose now will determine how everything plays out for us when the eclipses happen in September, as we go into 2026. So give yourself the time, please, 5 minutes. 5 minutes to think about what truly matters to you. And if you could grow your strength in an area of your life right now, what would you choose? What tangible goals would bring you greater abundance? Do you feel supported? Are your relationships aligned with your values? What do you need to feel that security, that joy, that happiness, that safety? This new moon will encourage us to create a very solid foundation in areas of our life, but it challenges us. This is an energy that will challenge us to nurture ourselves first. Okay, if there's any work to be done on self-love or confidence, and well, of course, we can all use a dose of that. This is a time to focus on it. Build some healthy habits. Invest in yourself. Maybe it's setting some healthy boundaries in your environments with certain people. Maybe certain boundaries within yourself. Maybe it's some self-discipline. Okay, and if you've been feeling uncertain in your finances or your relationships or your careers, okay, this energy invites us to start making the strategy so that we can take action and take some practical steps, small practical steps, to secure your future. Setting a budget, decluttering your home, taking a little bit of time for self-care. Oh, I need a sip of something here. My goodness, let's go with the water. Well, that Three of Wands, we look forward. Um, we look forward towards the future to try and see what it would look like, how it would evolve. And eventually we move over to the second wand and we do that all over again. Maybe it's a different situation or different things added, different things deleted. Eventually we move over to the third wand and make those decisions. So, we don't have to rush on the decisions, okay? Okay, so you've been feeling a financial strain for a while now, okay? It's been hard to meet the budget. I know where I live, food prices everything has just gone, through the roof. And so even if you had a good budget, it might not be a good budget now for you. Okay. And you just don't know what would happen if you missed a paycheck or two paychecks or whatever your money stream was. And you worry about it. And even though maybe you just get to the mark where you have enough, thank goodness, right? You breathe that little sigh of relief and then you start to get stressed out about next week, what you might owe, what you might have to pay out, what you might have to sacrifice just to survive. And it's time for a change. And every time you think about tackling it, you get overwhelmed. Maybe because the task feels too big, or maybe you've been caught up in a cycle of immediate gratification. Maybe you just haven't been minding your money as wisely as you could. Spending on money that feels good in the moment, but does it help you with long term? So look at where you might just overspend a little bit. It's such an easy thing that can have so much wealth come into your life. Let's say you go through the drive-through and you get a coffee 5 days a week on your way to work. Okay, so there's $10. Let's say it's $2 a coffee. I don't know what your dollar amount is or what even kind of currency, so you'll just have to go with the flow on this one, and kind of work it out to your currency. But so you got $10, and you take that $10, and I would probably would have made an investment to make sure I had a coffee maker, coffee, creamer, sugars, whatever I wanted, But I would take that $10 and I would throw it in a savings account. One that I am going to be self-disciplined enough not to touch. And every week that I don't go through that drive-through and I make my own coffee, I'm going to put that $10 aside. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but at the end of the year, you have $500 that you didn't have. Do you wish that you had an extra $500 in the bank right now? So, it's those little things. It's the details. It's going back to the basics. And it builds your self-worth. When you say, well, I got $500 that I can always fall back on. If I really needed it in a pinch, it's there for me, but I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it to buy something that's going to make me feel good or it looks pretty on the shelf. Or, oh, I've just got to have that in every color. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you want to step into your best life ever. And you're not going to be doing it by getting one in every color. So when you start seeing yourself making these small changes, it gets easier and easier to make more changes. Showing yourself that you respect yourself, that you care for yourself and what you deserve. So New Moon in Taurus invites us to take stock. Set practical goals. What seeds are you going to plant? Focus on building long-term stability. And maybe in one area of your life, maybe in several areas of your life. And it's not about quick fixes. It's not about instant gratification. It's just about planting the seeds for lasting abundance. Okay, let's go to the cards. Seven of Cups. We don't want to just grab for a cup and run with it, hoping that it's the shiniest or it's the biggest, so it'll have the best in it. We don't just want to step into something that we want desperately. We want to take our time to really make a plan and a strategy. So we really want to look at, and maybe it's finances, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's about taking care of yourself a little bit more, respecting yourself a little bit more. We are sitting here and we are trying to understand what matters to us most. What do we want to build? What do we want to give birth to? What do we want to create? What do we want to grow, to strengthen, to deepen in our lives? Then we will know which cup, because that cup will call out to you at that point. You'll know. You'll have the clarity and the understanding of what's in that cup. Your strategy, your plan, and you walk forward with the confidence. And when we do this, we don't wish and hope and pray. We expect. We expect it to turn out exactly as we see it in our minds, or better. That's the only two choices. Failure is not an option. But if we grab that cup too fast, and I talked a lot about this on Friday, we grab that cup and we start running with it, we're probably going to trip and the contents are going to go flying out. We'll never be able to recover it all, or something's going to happen that's just really going to make you put on your brakes, and not in a loving, kind way. So King of Pentacles is growing our wealth. He is the wealthiest king in the deck. He relies on structure and balance. He relies on tradition, what has worked in the past, what formulas are needed, what kind of action plan is needed. And he looks at all of these things, yes. But we also have to take into account that his crown is a living vine. So we always have to be thinking outside the box. So when I tell you that your dreams can be off the wall, this is why. Because just playing it safe doesn't really get you to the point where you're the richest king. You got to be intuitive. You have to be creative. You have to think outside the box. You have to think of what could you do that nobody else can? How do you put yourself into it? So it's unique. It's one of a kind. It takes you to fame and fortune, whatever it might be. Very much the diplomat when that energy comes out. Very much the intuitive when that energy comes out. So know that we may get those little aha moments, but it's more like our intuition, our gut feeling, our heart starts talking to us in a way that we've never heard it before. And it's giving us the advice of which way to step and where to put the next footstep. It's going to open up our eyes to maybe a different way of approaching things in order to make it happen for us. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles says if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. This is a card that is strength and determination, self-discipline. Consider yourself in this picture, and you are looking at the pentacles you've made, and you're pretty impressed with them. You're like, wow, now that you look back on it, that really turned out good. And you know what? If I would have done this to it, would have even been better. And you start to raise the bar on yourself and what you expect out of yourself, with growing our confidence and our courage to step into what we truly want to be. And it's not about going for perfection, but it's about raising the bar on what we do. So it's, if you show up to do a job, then do it well. If you showed up to be a friend, then do it well. To know that you are capable of so much more than you put out there in the world. And that is a perfectly natural thing, because since birth we have been told that every intuitive thought that we ever had about what to do in life has been stamped on or squashed in some way or some form. It starts when we cry the first time and all of a sudden we get a bottle shoved in our mouth. Oh, I'm just kidding. But you know, it's like people telling you no. People, you got to share your toys. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to sit in a certain way. You can't stand up until the bell goes for recess. You have to put your coat in this locker. You have to have a book for this project, and so on and so forth. We kind of lose the own self-discipline that we should be giving ourselves for the own direction of where we are going, of where we want to hang our coat, of where we want to put our books, of who we want to be. Because we become just naturally smaller and smaller and smaller, and less happy in the process. And this is the time to stop thinking small about yourself, to know your capabilities, to know that there are endless possibilities, and to take that leap of faith on yourself. And we have the Six of Swords. So Cups, Two Pentacles, which doesn't surprise me because this is a very strong money energy for us. The Six of Swords, we have to set out to go in unknown areas of our life, try new things, different things. Now, we can't get stuck in routine. We can't say, this is comfortable, I like it, therefore I shall not move, because you will stagnate, you will stop. You want to keep growing. This is comfortable, and how about then make a new comfortable spot in your life? Now you got two places that are really comfortable. How about a third? We have wisdom that we have grown, we have courage that we have grown, we have confidence that we have grown, and we have a calling from our heart, from our intuition, from our gut feeling, to go forward in new ways, to experiment with life and all it has to offer to you. To push off this shore and go forward when we can't see anything, right? We just know that we will get to a new destination filled with adventures and opportunities and learning experiences and new relationships. Okay. So yeah, don't think on a grand level of these major changes you have to do in your life. Really, the simpler and the smaller it is, the more that we could probably stick with it long term. First of all, because we're not making too many demands on our time, our energy, our resources in order to accomplish these small changes in our life. And they do have the best track record for the greatest successes long term. And we have Seek Beauty, 44. So 22, 44. It's a money energy again. 44. 4 plus 4 is an 8. So it's a money energy. And maybe how we grow with groups of people. Home, job, community, in certain environments. This is a time to reflect on love and seek out beauty, create memories, take time to enjoy your experiences, your celebrations, your special occasions. The recollection of happy moments will support you. Look not only in the world around you, but also within. Seeking out loving qualities that you appreciate about yourself. Seek out loving qualities that you please appreciate you. Search for your own beauty. Look at yourself and the world around you from a new perspective. So seek beauty within yourself. Okay, know that you are worthy. Know that you are deserving. But beyond belief, deserving and worthy. And not only are we taught to make it small, there was words like, what makes you think that you're so great? I remember years ago, I was adopted, and, it was, It was something to the fact that he said that it was too bad there wasn't just abortions, because your mom probably would have had a better life, and who really would have noticed that you weren't here? What difference does it make? And, that has always stuck with me. I heard that at a very young age, like I was in my teen years. And I just went, what? I had never heard somebody say something like that to me before. Some people hear it from birth, so I guess I can consider myself lucky. And it stayed with me because there was a lesson to learn there, that it was up to me. It was up to me to bring value to the world. It wasn't somebody else's job. It was up to me. And it kind of made me even feel a little special because, I got to be here. We have the Pegasus soar. And of course, we'll do a Journey of Love card. Absolutely, we'll do a Journey of Love card. So the Pegasus tells us to soar. Soar, small things. Release, leap. The higher we soar, the smaller we seem to those who cannot fly. If you've chosen Pegasus, well, I guess we have, this is a time for you to soar. Take charge of your creations and release the shackles from your spirit and soul. And no, it won't be easy. It takes time. It takes patience with yourself. But I believe in you. So it's time to dream big. Is it not time to dream big? Next time you're in a hurry or in your own world and you receive an interruption, know that sometimes it might be heaven sent. So many people withdraw into themselves and pull up walls, and the hurt from the past makes it easy to do. It's easy to smile or compliment a stranger or ask an elderly neighbor if you can pick up something for them at the store, maybe even surprising somebody with an ice cream cone. You don't need wings to be an angel. You don't need to be a Pegasus. You just have to have the mindset. It's time to dream big. It's time to soar. Please believe that. And yeah, it's radical transformation. I think I heard one astrologist say radical transformation throughout this year. And we'll be going into the energies, and then we'll be going out of the energy into the old energy and then into the new energy again, and then in 2026. So yeah, it's a harder path, and one that it makes us feel overwhelmed, makes us feel like we can't move forward. Trust me when I say there are things moving forward in the background already for you. Your job is to be in the here and now, the present moment. What are you doing in it? We have 28, Sacred Convergence. Usually there's not too much to the picture, so this one has quite a bit of artwork in it compared to a lot of them. And if you are interested in any of the decks, you can go into my description box. They're there for you. Okay, let's do the poem first. From the white foam on the surface of blue to the mystery beneath the waves, wherever your travels may lead, may the artist's touch inspire us to explore the ocean realm and celebrate the beauty as land gives way to water and the water to the unknown. And if you remember, our final card there was going into the water and going to face the unknown. Okay. There's a coming together happening within your body and soul, a unification of all that is within you. This is akin to traveling to a strange land, as all sorts of new sensations, not all welcome at first, by the way, begin to make themselves known to you. And if you're experiencing discomfort within your own body, in your mind, or an uncertainty, a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, then you are conscious of this sacred convergence. It's like two worlds or more are colliding. And if you are sensitive, you will feel it happening as an important event without necessarily having a physical situation to attribute the experience too, or upon which to hang an explanation. You may also be encountering this in a very physical sense, by finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. You may be meeting people and thrown into a relationship with them, apparently more by circumstance than by your own conscious choosing. And this is a thing meeting of you with your shadow, and something to rejoice in, even if it's uncomfortable. Be gentle, loving with yourself, and kindly to seek to find the beauty in what you are learning about yourself in your interactions and experiences. You are a wise soul, and you're seeking to know yourself rather than judge others. Remember your divine perfection, as you are thrilled and challenged at this time of great growth. You are being guided to be curious, as though traveling to a foreign land and remaining open to experiencing its treasures. This oracle holds a message for you. A deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. Any discontent, struggle, anxiety, or fear is a subconscious recognition of this. Don't worry. You are a unique plant in the divine garden. You don't have to know what plant you are in order to grow. You just need to live each day to the fullest, and the growth happens naturally. Then you can see, over time, the beauty of your true nature revealing itself to you, and it will be a revelation to be relished. I don't even know if I can add to that. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.